Hi, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and this is Miscellany Monday. And what do I have for you today? Well, I've got three little keychain items. Just sort of random things that I've purchased recently. Things that are, $3, $4 each, something like that. And I've got them all at GearBest, and they've come to me, and I'd like to share them with you. Two of them are by Sanrenmu. And let's start off with the key. It's this tool. That is the, let me read it off, GJ040Z, or Z for you Americans, or whatever other country you're from, however you say the letter Z. I say Z because that's how you're supposed to say it. The rest of you guys are all wrong. Just kidding. No flaming. Come on. Just kidding around. I'm trying to be friendly. We've got this little thing. Any idea what that is? Who's got an idea what that thing is? I do. Haha, because I've played with it. I know exactly what that thing is, and I'll tell you about that thing. And the third thing is also by Sanrenmu. There you go. The GJ037Z. And people who are into bicycles might like this guy because you've got two spoke adjusters, a 3mm and a 3.5mm, and a couple other tools on here. Even a ruler, because you never know when you're going to have to measure something. So these are the three things that I got to share with you today. It's sort of silly, but they're also sort of fun, and actually they can be very useful as well, because a couple of these things I really wish I had them a few times when I actually hurt myself because I didn't have them. And so we'll talk about that, so stick around. Let's start off with this little guy in the middle and do the Sanrenmu's after. All that this is a little bit of an opener, and it's a 3-in-1 kind of opener if you ask me. Bottle of pop. How do you open a bottle of pop? Well, you dig your fingernail underneath there and you lift up, right? Well, that doesn't always work. Sometimes you hurt your fingernails. If you have somebody in your life that's got more delicate fingernails, perhaps it's you, one of you guys. Don't admit it in public, but some of us guys exist. This little keychain thing is so very simple. All you do is hook it underneath and lift up. It just gets hooked underneath there, lift up, and you open up your can of pop. No problem. Easy as that. Very, very simple. Well, let's say you're getting a brewski. Well, how do you open that guy? Yeah, we call them brewskis in Canada. You hook it underneath. Well, where's the... Come on, focus. You just hook it underneath, and you just lift with the ring, and it opens up your beer. If it's a twist top, so you just twist it. But if it's not a twist top, you use this little guy to open up your beer. That doesn't add a whole lot of weight to your keychain, I'm telling you that much. But this thing can do something else as well. I'm going to have to raise up the camera here just for a second so I can fit it on the screen. What happens if you've got a box and you want to open this box? Well, that's pretty easy too, because they always have a little seam like that. So you put it in there and you just stick it in, and then you just pull it across. See that? And you just pull it across and you open up your box. So there's that guy. This is the GJ040Z. This is a 3-in-1 key. Stainless steel. Yes, it comes with this really nice split ring. Now these split rings themselves can easily cost $1 at the dollar store. This is actually a high quality split ring. 1.25" I think is the size, or something like that. Actually, I can tell you if I measure it on here. It's a 3-centimeter split ring. So there you go, 3 centimeters. This one's the same because, yep, they're the same. This one came with the split ring as well. What do we have on here? Well, we've got a bottle opener right there. So your bottle fits in, and you lift and you open, you got your bottle opener right there. You've got the 3.5mm spoke adjuster. So check your bicycle out, or other conveyance that has small spokes. If it's a 3.5 millimeter, here you got an adjuster for it. Yeah, you don't use those very regularly, but you know, say you accidentally wipe out on your bike and the wheel gets a little wonky and it's got a bit of a wobble on it, you might want to adjust it if you've been, you know, if you know how to adjust it well using these spoke adjusters. Works really well. And then at the very tip, you've got a standard screwdriver. Standard is what they call flat. A lot of guys just call them flat, but technically it's the standard. You can also use that to pry with. I don't know how many times I've seen myself, yeah, I look at myself sometimes, and other people using a key for a prying task or for a tearing task or a, you know, digging task or something. Why wreck your house key and then maybe not be able to get in your house when you get home? Have one of these along, and you've always got something that you can use to dig around and pry and poke and, you know, all that stuff that you don't really want to do with your house key. Although 99% of your time your house key's fine, but that 1% of the time you might bend your house key, and that's not a good idea. And this guy is an alternative for that. Finally, this morning we're looking at this guy. This is the GJ037Z. And it's a multifunction tool as well. This guy's got a number of functions. I think 5 or 6 functions actually. I've got them on this sheet here because this printed off with the I printed this off on the from the website. Alright, so I'm just using that to guide me so I make sure I cover everything. Sanrenmu actually has about 8 or 9 different styles of this type of tool, and I'm going to review several of them over the weeks or months, over the time coming up in the future. I'm not going to do them all in a row because that would get so boring as ever. No more than one set of these things a month. So what do we have here? We got 3mm and 3.5mm spoke adjuster. We've got this thing right here in the middle, this odd shape that looks like a elongated diamond. That's a nail puller. You put this over the head of the nail, and then you get underneath, and then you can pry and lift on it. That only works if the nail is part way out already. You might be able to use this tip here to get underneath it and pry it up just a little bit. You know, just get underneath it and get to prying on it, or just, you know, digging. That's a really good little digging tip, poking tip. You can get into stuff. This is also a bottle opener right here, so you get under the. So each of these bottle openers look kind of odd. You have to just figure out how they work. This one works this way. That you use it, and you just get underneath there, and you lift it off that way. And it can also be used as your can opener too. So you put that little end underneath, and there you go. And then now you can lift it up and open it. I find a lot of people have trouble with these can openers, pop cans. I have trouble with it myself. I don't know why, but I tend to hurt my fingers just a little bit with those. Yes, I'm a wimp. Be nice to me. And then we've got this multiple nut driver here. I think this is, do they say the sizes? 10mm, 8mm, 7mm, and 5.5mm nut driver right there. And then on this end, right where the hole is, we've got another standard driver there. So that's like a flat, as I mentioned before, so you could use that to pry a little bit. If you need to, you'd probably take the split ring off first so that you can use that part more efficiently. So there you go, that's all there is to it. Really cool, neat little tools to do a variety of tasks. It can do, you know, almost anything that you want it to do. No, it can't. That's a lie. Why did I say something stupid like that? It can't do almost anything you want it to do. Let's say you want it to go fetch you another beer. It's not going to do that. Sometimes I say silly things when I'm recording. It can do a number of different tasks all in one piece, and it doesn't weigh an awful lot. And what knife have I been playing with today? Well, today I've been playing with my brother. So that I can remind you, after you've subscribed and you've liked and you've commented and you've shared and you've done all that stuff, then remember to cut towards your chum, that is the other guy, and not your thumb.